Hello people, Optimus Imperius me up like a lot, reporting live from Singapore, 2:09 AM, 13 August 2019. I apologize for the interruption in the previous video, cover video to part 36. This will be part 37 then. So yeah, I had a battery failure, just ran out of battery and now I'm charged up, plugged to a charger and I'm just continuing the video series. So this will be part 37. So as I was mentioning earlier, child protection were damn frustrated because they were being outfoxed by this guy who wears slippers to court, who wears boxers and singlet and t-shirts to the court, doesn't bathe for 3 to 5 days, and he can destroy very educated people. They still did not see that it was actually the Lord empowering me. It was not me at all. So yeah, they were very frustrated and they had to resort to my DB record, which my malingering of to avoid national service record, military service, and they told the court, oh, he's crazy. So that was their best argument, frankly, for all the cases. He's mad. He may have a relapse in the future. He may kill his child. So a lot of hypothetical scenarios there to try and discredit me. So again, I could have easily overturned it by saying that this is hearsay, and object, this is hearsay, and speculation without proper basis is nonsense. Who is to say that, in 1 month's time, maybe North Korea might nuke Singapore, right? Does it mean that we go and attack North Korea first? That's nonsense, right? Why not we do a preemptive strike on North Korea in case they attack Singapore? So this was the kind of logic and reasoning they were bringing to the family courts, and they were getting decimated by me, an seemingly uneducated carpenter who doesn't pay any attention to his appearance. Of course, that's also another ruse. It's also part of my strategy in court to bring their guard down and then to destroy the shit out of them inside there, because they didn't know who they were dealing with. They're not dealing with any ordinary human being. They're dealing with the champion of the Almighty God Jehovah, and the true God has been equipping me all my life for this. Obviously, to use it on behalf of his people. But as I mentioned, I started to take this personal already. It triggered my betrayal issues. It triggered my injustice issues, the need for justice. And I was so determined to bring them down. And I even made threats to them. I told them, even if I lose, alright, I'll make sure you go down with me. I even let some of the representatives hear the evidence I had, and they were like very disturbed and traumatized by it, because they knew I had something against them. They knew. And so, yeah, we went to youth court on 3rd of May 2019, and as usual they told the judge, I'm crazy, that kind of thing. I'm mad, I'm insane. And they wrote in their social report that I had a serious mental condition. And my wife, on the other hand, did not have any mental condition, even though she had abused the baby. Even though she had abused the baby and the domestic helper, she had made the domestic helper quit because of the abuse. She was the best person to take care of the child. And the judge wasn't buying it. The judge was like scratching his head and saying, okay. And the judge was like saying that, because in the judge's mind, this guy has been fighting his own case for the past 1 year. He's not a lawyer. He didn't engage any lawyers. But he's managed to put up a very strong case. And the best thing you have is that he's mentally ill. But then, how would a mentally ill person, do all these things? How would a mentally person manage his own business and then at the same time fight you guys in court? So it didn't make sense to the judge at all. And so he scheduled for another mention. And owing to the fact that child protection were also not ready with their evidence, well, I was ready. I already prepared my evidence way before. Can you imagine, guys, the hundreds of voice clips I had? I had to transcribe them. I had to burn them into a thumb drive for a CD, and all the photos and the video evidence of my wife being unfit to care for my child. How much time it took me to compile all these things. But on the other hand, Ministry of Social and Family Development and Child Protective Services, they have the best resources in the country. They have the best lawyers, and they can't prepare their affidavits on time. So that was the joke of the decade. And the court gave us until 10th of June, as you can see, 2019, to prepare gave them a final extension deadline of 10th of June 2019 to prepare the affidavits. So 3rd May, we had that settled. The deadline was to be on 10th of June. Alright, 2019. Alright, and then something very freaky and unexpected happened. And this is where the Lord decided to step in and strike them a death blow. A crippling blow, rather. She's still alive, as I mentioned. Yeah. So, on the 9th of May, 2019, and on the 13th of May, no, 13th of May was the youth court's reply. So, on the 9th of May, I think Child Protection wrote to the youth court seeking a further extension of time on the 10th of June 2019 deadline. The reason they gave was Lydia could not prepare the affidavits on time. And then, of course, they had to CC me in the reply, and I gave a very sharp and cutting reply, a sarcastic reply, to say that, they should be the ones, I should be the one requesting for an extension of time, not them. They have vast resources, unlimited resources. Why are they requesting an extension of time? So the youth court rejected their request for extension of time. I will find out that they actually wrote this letter because Lydia, who was the child protective officer, went on a holiday after 3rd of May. That means she appeared at the youth court for the last time, 3rd of May, and then she went on a holiday with whoever she was going with. And they were like probably having fun in the country, And then they realized that, oh shit, we will not be able to do it on time because she's on holiday. Oh crap. So the first extension of time was rejected by the youth court, and then they wrote again on the 16th of May. 16th of May, right? 16th of May to request for a second extension of time. Yeah. And it was also rejected by the Honourable Judge. And then finally, they wrote a last time on 22nd of May 2019. And this was approved by the judge. And I will tell you why in a while. So, just to show that you guys get the picture clear, 9th of May, extension of time because she was on holiday. 16th of May, another extension of time, but for another reason which they were not willing to review. And then now, 22nd of May, they have no choice but to show hand their reasons for applying for extension of time. And the reasons are mentioned here in paragraph 4. We also wish to inform the court that the child protection officer in charge of this matter, Miss blah blah blah, which I will not mention her full name, was on an overseas vacation in early May 2019. So they came clean with their cards finally, when she experienced severe backache and leg pain. Upon returning to Singapore on 11 May 2019, she sought treatment at and was admitted to Mount Alvernia Hospital on 13 May 2019, where she was diagnosed with a spinal injury resulting in a severe S1 root impeachment. For those of you who are doctors, you probably know what this means, but I only found out the meaning of this injury on 6th of June 2019 when I met CPS for an emergency meeting, which I'll cover later in brief. Because I don't want to go too much in this matter, I want to focus on the main issue at hand, which is Eunice being taken away to the asylum by the demons to try and reset her mind, re-enter her body again. And that's how cruel these fucking things are. So anyway, yeah, so basically, the 9th of May extension of time was due to the fact that she was not going to be back from holiday until, I found out later that she was not going to be back on holiday until about 20th, the last week of May. And then they foreseen that she would not have time to prepare the affidavits. The 16th of May application for extension of time to the court was because they knew that she had an injury and she could not have possibly been attending the court case on 10th of June 2019, right? So just so you guys get the picture. And when the judge rejected that, they tried not to review her condition because they didn't want me to plan ahead. They wanted to catch me by surprise. They wanted me to think that, oh, they were still on top of the matter, that kind of thing. It was like a strategy during combat. So I have to give that to that. It's a bit of a touche move. Okay, but anyway, they were forced to show their hand on 22nd of May 2019 because, as paragraph 4 says, she was admitted to Mount Everett Hospital. So poor her. So my immediate reaction when I read this letter was still not that the Lord had moved against them. My immediate reaction was, fuck these pieces of shit. Delay tactics, right? These lying cunts. Oh, they're gonna fabricate an injury again. Oh wow, she's broke her back. Whoa. So we're gonna extend this for one more year, yeah? So that was my immediate reaction. I was so pissed off, I was so angry. I got on my computer and I wrote this scathing email to Child Protection, to the court. And it was basically a request to dismiss the extension of time. And yeah, just read to you in brief. So basically, dear sir, madam, I'm writing in regards to CPS request for extension of time for the parties, exchange of affidavits, blah blah blah, dated this date, which is set to happen on 31st May at the youth court. This was the original timeline given, by the way. So on 3rd of May, the Honourable Judge blah 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 gave directions for party to exchange affidavits. The Youth Court Division of Family Justice Courts. The learned judge had also designated 10 June as the further mention for this case number. This was also admitted by CPS in its letter dated this to the Youth Court. So in short, CPS should be or is well aware of the aforementioned deadlines as set out by blah, blah, blah. So basically, in points 1 to 3, I was setting the background to show that CPS did not have any excuse to miss these deadlines. So it is undisputed that legal proceedings of such nature be kept as short as possible to avoid or minimize affecting the child in any manner whatsoever. You know, to minimize the strain of the resources of parents, which will likely have an impact on the child's long-term physical, emotional, mental well-being. It is also undisputed that an independent body whose sole purpose for being is the protection of children, that CPS work even more closely with the parents and relevant authorities having jurisdiction, in this case the Youth Court, to streamline the legal process to determine the care and control arrangements of the child, so as not to subject the child to any unnecessary disruptions or trauma. So blah blah blah, as admitted, she was on vacation and suffered injuries. This is but being made aware of the learned judge's directions on 3rd of May. So this was actually a jab at CPS. I'm just telling the court that, hey, she was there on 3rd May, right? And then, despite knowing the deadline, she went on holiday. Basically, the question is, what the fuck? What the fuck is this lady doing, right? So, yeah, basically it was a very scathing letter, alright? I just won't go too much in detail. So rather than preparing for the thing, alright, she was going on holiday. So CPS is an established and independent division of MSF funded by the government of the Republic of Singapore, dedicated to protecting our children, should have adequate resources and established protocols to deal with eventualities such as one of their agents being unfit for work due to sustainable injuries or contracting of illnesses. CPS and my wife were made aware on several occasions that I obtained gainful employment, blah blah blah. So basically, in the second part of the letter, they actually requested for the court hearing to take place on 24th of June 2019, and this angered me even further because they knew I was set to begin my government job on 24th June 2019, and they were trying to disrupt my employment. So that was even more reason to fight on and to be angry about. So you see, I mentioned that I had to attend a 3-month training course lest I forfeit this hard to come by job opportunity. These monies that I will earn will be for the child, blah blah blah. Yeah. So I will be delighted to submit the evidence of such gainful employment to the judge during the affidavits exchange scheduled to happen on 31st May. So basically, I was telling the judge to ignore their request for extension of time because of they had illegitimate reasons, right? So yet my wife and CPS have applied to exchange the affidavits on 24th June. So as such, I humbly petition the court to act as it had on 16 May in relation to CPS to dismiss the application. Right? So as you guys can see here, I have exceptional legal skills. I know how to play and how to strike them. And the court was in a dilemma because they knew that I was right. On one hand, CPS, as an independent and established body, they were receiving the most funds from the government. You're telling me just because one person is down, and we have to postpone the whole damn court case. How about the other thousands of employees within CPS? So that was actually a no-go really from the court. And the second dilemma was that the longer that it dragged, the more it would impact the child, BPD sweetie. And if I was the judge also, I would be thinking, okay, this guy had already informed you that he was going to set to start work on 24th of June 2019. Why the hell are you guys requesting for him to exchange affidavits with you on his first day of work, when he has already mentioned to you on the start date of his work and he cannot miss a single training course? So yeah, CPS were in a big dilemma. Alright, but miraculously, the extension of time was approved. Probably because of some connections put off by this senior assistant director. So the first two times were applied by the manager of child protection services, but it would fail. So they realized that they had to come up with their big gun. Senior assistant director was the permanent secretary for the MSF. So probably some big fuck over at MSF tried to pull some rank to get the thing approved, and he got approved. And by that time I was already scheduled to, I was already destroying the three gods on 31st of May. So everything actually had worked out according to the Almighty's timetable. See, the executing the three gods, it actually happened on 31st of May 2019. So this is a very significant turn of events, right? Okay, so then comes to the point where the Almighty intervenes, where I realized that actually it was the Almighty God Jehovah who granted them the extension of time. And he granted them the extension of time because he was the one who struck Lydia down. He struck her down because she lifted her hand. She abused the powers that should have been used to protect baby D sweetie. She used that powers to strike me a crippling blow. To work with my wife to pervert justice, to strike me a crippling blow. Right? That was when I realized, because had the court not granted the extension of time on 31st May 2019 to 10 June 2019, I would not have been able to do this, executing the three gods, and then moving on to execute the 44 gods, right? The 44 gods. Okay? I would not have been able to done that because I'll be so busy preparing for the affidavit exchange. So everything really worked out according to the Almighty's plan and timetable. And so on 5th of June 2019, the day that Yu got baptized, I actually received a call from Child Protection Services, and they were saying that, come down for tomorrow for a meeting, which is the 6th of June, 11 AM. I was like, what's this meeting about? I said, you come down, we'll explain to you. So this is the message. We'd like to confirm that you'll be coming down to MSF at 11 AM today. Thank you. So I said, yes, I'm on the way. I have news to share from the Almighty God Jehovah. A bit raining, sorry, 11:10, blah, blah, blah. No worries, understand. So after that, yeah. So this was after the meeting had ended. It ended on a very good note. And then it was about 1.5 hours, I guess. But I only managed to voice record the last 18 minutes because of I was too excited at what was being reviewed. So the last 18 minutes was just to make sure I'm not delusional, and that, yeah, what was being said was real, right? So as you guys can see, the meeting did take place at MSF building 11 AM, alright? And coupled with the voice recording to prove that I'm not delusional, that should be enough. Just let you guys hear it. Okay?
Your family's well-being.
Sensitive.
Yes. And also because I mean, this also involve other religion, not just your.
Yeah.
So you just be careful.
Thanks, Miss Lee.
Yeah, I think, so we will increase access by 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
But tomorrow one we can't increase.
Am I?
Because tomorrow one is a bit, is a make-up lah, so on Friday.
Yeah, alright. So this recording was a friendly recording lah. CPS can be thankful for that. Alright, so the meeting really did took place, and I'll just share with you briefly the contents of the meeting, alright, on 6 June 2019. That was really the turning point for me, and that led to the total surrender of baby D Sweetie to the Almighty God Jehovah in the state protection, and led me to trusting CPS once again. So basically, by the 4th of June 2019, which I mentioned in previous videos, and I will cover that in another separate video series, right? I already received wind of Satan's game plan through an Anunnaki worshipper who approached me to encourage me to, to fight for my daughter all the way, focus on winning custody of her. So that was after the prophetic dream was given to me. Again, all this will be covered in a separate video series, because this should be the focus. The focus should be on explaining the background that led up to the loss of Yu. So, Yu being taken away to the asylum. Alright, and also the battles with child protection, how the demons wreaked havoc, blah blah blah. All this will be covered in separate video series entirely, so that the audience can have a better picture of what's actually going on. Because if I jam you with too much details, you might not be able to take it. So anyway, I had already decided on 4th of June 2019, after receiving that prophetic vision and scriptures from the Lord, that I would be chosen to go to USA with 3 companions from Singapore to gather his people all around the world back to his bosom before he strikes a death blow to the kingdoms of the world in the Great War of God Almighty Armageddon. And these 3 Singaporeans will be a Chinese, a Muslim, and an Indian, people I have never seen before in my life. Yeah, so I already received this prophetic vision. I received Hosea 11 already, and I have not received Zephaniah yet. Zephaniah will be after the meeting with child protection to confirm that what I was doing was correct. I will receive Zephaniah on 6th of June 2019. Actually, I received, if I'm not wrong, I received it. Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, I'll check it back later, doesn't matter. So, 2 scriptures were given to me, Hosea and Zephaniah, to confirm that this vision was from the Almighty. And so I went to MSF building with the intention of surrendering Baby City to them and telling them the wonderful revelation that was given to me. And little did I know that they would have already been approached by the Almighty already. The Almighty would have already spoken to them, or give them some sort of indication, which they were not willing to tell me. So I went inside the room, still very angry, to be honest. Wanted to fuck them up real good before I surrender my kid. I'm a fighter by nature. I was born a fighter. I was raised a fighter. So even if in times of peace, when you want to make a truce or a treaty with the opposing party, I will give a parting shot before I sign the treaty with blood. Lols. Okay, this is my game side talking. Alright, anyway. So went there. I was shocked to see Miss Lee, the manager of CPS, and the court appointed therapist down there. That's the 2 of them. I was like, okay, hi. So they said that before I said anything, they just wanted to tell me CPS wants peace with me. I was like, whoa. A year ago, you guys were calling me mentally insane. You were saying I'm psychotic, I'm delusional. You were agreeing with my wife that I'm crazy. Now you want peace with me. Wow. So naturally I was curious. I was like, okay, why? Then they were not really willing to say why, but they just said that they just wanted to assure me that they don't want to fight with me, and it had cost them too much. Alright? They wanted peace with me, and all they ever wanted was for my child to be safe. They are not looking to take away baby Sweetie from me. And I was like, okay, that is a real shocking change, and somehow I find it hard to believe, I told them. So they said that, okay, what we're about to reveal to you, we hope that you do not discuss it with other people. We hope that you do not bring it up in the youth court. I still brought it up anyway, because it was to glorify God. And I asked them why. He said, because not everything can be explained with human terms, and the judge might think that we are crazy, or we have lost our objectivity, and they might question our judgment and competency. So I said, oh, does this have to do with Lydia? And Miss Lee just nodded her head. I said, oh, so she really is in the hospital. He said, yes. What happened to her? Her 3rd spinal bone is severely injured or something. I was like, okay, that bad, huh? So I said, what happened? He said, oh, she was on a holiday and something happened lah. He didn't really want to tell me like something to do with a bridge. So I deduced that the bridge collapsed or something and she fell down. And they were like very secretive and protective. And then curiously enough, they called a appointed therapist, FSC appointed therapist. Her face was as white as snow. She was really terrified. Like something had came out of nowhere to scare the shit out of her, the living shit out of her. I was like, okay, why is she so scared? I was like thinking. Then she just refused to answer, just keep quiet, staring at me with her wide open eyes, white face. Then I realized, oh, so I completed the sentence for them. Must be my God do something to y'all lah. That's why your face white as snow lah. Kept quiet, don't want to answer also. Then so I told Miss Lee, you see, you all shouldn't have lied and conspired. Right? Now God struck you already, scared already, right? A bit too late, right? All this shit could have been avoided if you had told the truth, if you had done your job. And then she revealed that they were actually trying to do their job, based on their instructions from higher up. So I was like very curious, who's the higher up that instructed you? And then they didn't want to say. So I reckon that it was actually the Almighty that spoke to them. And then they started talking about my US trip. And I was like, how the shit do you know about my US trip? I haven't told anyone except my classmates, you know. And my classmates couldn't have told you. And again, they kept quiet and they didn't want to say much. And said, you know, you can't be possibly dragging Sweetie around with you when you exorcise demons or when you defeat false prophets or you kill, you know, do whatever God wants you to do there. You can't be doing all these things, right? And dragging baby Sweetie with you, right? Then I was like, why can't I? Because she'll miss the culture in Singapore. She'll miss home. I was like, okay. Alright, yeah, you have a point there. And who's gonna cook for her? Who's gonna feed her? Who's gonna bring her to school? And then she's not gonna adjust to the schools in USA. I think she'll do it better in Singapore. And besides, USA has a lot of predators, like a lot of pedophiles and stuff like that. I was like, okay, wow, you guys seem to be quite expert in all these, huh? And he said, of course, we are the Child Protection Authority. I said, alright. I said, okay, so I can confirm already lah. My God has spoken to you lah. So they just kept quiet. Kept quiet and looked down, don't want to reply me. So it was a sure sign to me that the Almighty had indeed spoken to them. Yeah. And so it was just a very amazing moment. And I was like saying, okay, I really appreciate the candle and all that. And then before I said my piece, the Miss Lee actually requested, oh yeah, by the way, right, all your supernatural experiences you had with the Almighty since young or with the demons, do you think you can compile and send to us? I was like, sure. I would really love for you to see it, so that you all would be convinced that you are not delusional as well. And they were like, yeah, we really appreciate that. We need to see it for ourselves. I said, sure. I said, I will even be sending you the link to my YouTube channel. They said, oh, okay, you send to WhatsApp lah. Don't send to government email because government blocks out all YouTube links and stuff like that. I said, okay. So I said, okay. One more thing before I tell you my side of story. So I asked Miss Lee, do you need me to pray for Lydia? She was like, that would be very helpful lah. We will consult on the date that you should come and pray. Then we will let you know. I said, sure. I said, I just want you to know I have no hard feelings against her, even though she was being such a bitch. Then they were like, the court-appointed therapist was like white face, you know, like looking at me like very scared. Because I think she must be thinking, oh no, if she's down now, maybe I'll be next. And when will it be my turn? Oh shit. And they were like, I said, okay, so we just want you to know, Miss Lee said, we just want you to know we want peace with you. We don't want any more incidents already. And we hope that this is the end of the matter lah, and your God will understand. Then I said, this one is not for me to say lah. You all have to talk to him and apologize for what you have done to me. Go and apologize to him. I'll also talk on your behalf. He said, yeah, thank you so much for your concern for her. Thank you so much. So after it was my turn, and I told them about the Hosea and all that. I told them about the events with Eunice, how I defeated the 3 gods with his help, how I baptized her, how I defeated the most powerful Thailand gods. And then I was expecting some sort of reaction, like, you know, they didn't believe me or something like that. But you guys know what was the reaction I got? The reaction I got was, when are you leaving? I was like, what? Oh, you guys believe me, huh? Yeah, we do. Okay, that's good, that's good. I said, frankly, I don't know. I say, do update us on your travel plans, okay? Because we need to plan, how we are going to give you access to PBD City and all that. I said, yeah, sure. I'll let you know. Oh, I said, this is a very encouraging start now. Start of a better relationship between us. You finally believing that I'm not crazy and that this is real. Yeah. We do know that there are such things. So Miss Lee was like, we do know that there are such things. We know. But it's just that we cannot say it out in our line of work because people will think that, oh yeah. Then I interjected, yeah, people think you're crazy, right? Yeah. Then she weakly laughed like, yeah. Alright, so that was basically the summary of the meeting, and then CPS went on to give the instructions to me. He said that we are instructed to do three things for you. Number one, transfer you to MWS Covenant FSC, which is located in Hougang. Then I was like, wow, really? What the hell is that? He said it's a family center designed to provide you support. I was like, okay, what kind of support? You will find out when you get there. I was like, okay, sounds mysterious. Then the co-appointed therapist was like, yeah. I'll be arranging the transfer today. And I was like, oh, yeah, sure you will be. She was like so eager to get rid of me. It was like I was some sort of plague and curse. And she's like, yeah. The sooner the better. The kind of look she was giving me. I'll be doing the transfer today, and then. So that was the first thing. They were ordered to transfer me to Covenant FSC at Hougang, and then they said that they were also instructed to cease all therapy sessions and psychiatric evaluations with the asylum because I am not crazy. I was like, okay, this is very interesting. Instructed by who? Then Miss Lee was like, we cannot really say lah, but I think you should know who lah. I was like, oh, okay. I said, you're not crazy, right? No, I'm not crazy, obviously. So you have no problem if we stop all the sessions with the asylum, right? Yeah, of course. Gladly. Okay, let's bring us to the second point already. Okay, what's the second point? Second point is we are instructed also to give you as much time as possible with your baby sweetie lah, with your daughter, before your trip to the US. Okay, instructed by who again? Yeah lah, you should know who lah. Okay, so we'll be increasing access by 15 minutes. I was like, okay, that's lovely. And then we'll see the progress of your parenting skills, and then we might consider increasing it to twice a week and move to unsupervised access. I was like, wow, okay, fantastic. So it was like the almighty saying to me, like, my servant, my champion, since you trusted in me, right, this is my reward for you. I was like so happy to hear that. And I said, okay, what's the third thing? The third thing is that we are instructed to expend every resource and effort to make sure your wife and your daughter receive the best Singapore has to offer in terms of care. And we'll be coming out of a program now. We'll share it with you as the program gets more firm. That's why we need to know when you're leaving for US. I was like, okay, sounds lovely. So I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds really good. He said, so they asked me, Mr. Matthew, what is your decision now? So my decision is very simple. Since you have been so candid with me, since the Almighty has revealed himself to me by striking one of yours and moving you to call this meeting, my decision is to trust him, relinquish care and control of my daughter to the state, which is Child Protective Services, and trust that he will reunite us when my mission to the US is over. And they were like very shocked. Okay. Wow. They were like they heave a sigh of relief basically. Because I think they must be thinking, okay, we don't have to fight this monster in court anymore. We don't have to fight this monster in court. Like, whew, sigh of relief. Yeah, so it was a very happy occasion for both of us. It was the start of a new relationship. Yeah. Shall share later. And so yeah. Let me just get my phone quickly. Yeah, and so and then the final talk was like they were like quite curious lah. Child Protection was quite curious. They were like, so when will you be coming back to Singapore after you finish gathering the Israelites? Then I said, why? I asked them why. And then they were saying like, because we just want to know whether you'll be coming back for us. I was like, of course. I will be. We will be. I would think so. This is going to be Armageddon, you know. And they were like, okay. So it was just amazing like, how the Lord works, and gave them a 180-degree change in attitude, mindset, and heart condition. And they were looking forward to being shepherded by me also. And then I asked them, if in USA why people do FaceTime with baby D, the kind of thing. And they say, yeah, we can arrange that. We can probably arrange something like that lah. Then they asked me, would you get leave from God? Would you be granted leave? I was like, I don't know about that. I don't even know who my companions are. At the time, my companions haven't even appeared yet. But today, August, I already met 3 of them. 1 is confirmed, the other 2 are still pending confirmation from the Almighty. So, yeah, I'd like to think that. Okay, so this is the message from FSC, God Appointed Therapist. So I actually asked on 7th of June when will I be transferred, and the reply came on 10th of June, which was saying that it will be done very soon. So thank you for meeting me at MSF. As spoken, there will be no parenting courses for me by CPS. Access time is increased, but we called away to do the Lord's work. And CPS and FSC are going to monitor wife's behavior, blah blah blah. I will consider religion, clean care, developments and revelations. I will trust that the God of my youth will not let me down. You have transferred me to Covenant, Hougang FSC for counselling. Yeah, so I did share with them about this covenant of protection that I made for my baby on 18th of March 2018 at Lennox. That time we were staying in a condominium in Kembangan, doing really quite well. So yeah, works both ways, and I do it. Will not be paying. Yeah, so they actually discharged me from the services. So I have agreed to compile all audio, blah blah blah. There are higher powers at play here. So this was the things that were discussed. So CPS pledges to, so basically what I just discussed just now was summarized to them in the message in case they forgot. And also let me know when I will be going to the counselling session with Hougang FSC. And then the reply was, it will be done by June. During this period, if you need anything to process anything, we can do it over the phone. I'll inform you once the referral report has been sent. Yeah, so, and amazingly, I got the referral way earlier. Yeah, I got the referral on 17 June. Can you believe it, guys? Yeah, MSW Covenant. So we began our first session. On, let me see. When did we begin our first session? Let me say. Let's meet at Friday at 9 AM. Is it alright? I think that it was 17. If 17 was a Monday, then let me see, June. If 17 was a Monday, then Friday will be 21st. So yeah, if you count back the time, guys, on the 10th of June, FSC replied that it is being processed. And on the 17th of June, Covenant replies with a date. So 7 calendar days for the session to start. And isn't this a sign of the Almighty God Jehovah? So 7 is his divine signature. It signifies divine perfect completion. It is a signature of the Almighty God Jehovah. And so I cannot have any more explanations or doubts as regards to this matter. It has to be the true God. It has to be the true God. There cannot be no human explanation for this. Yeah, and so yeah, you have seen the evidence, right? It's not hallucinations. So anyway, I'll be covering that in later cover videos to bridge the UU series, the uni series, the executing the divine judgment on 44 gods. So we'll be touching on Covenant, what we talked at Covenant also as well, I guess. It's really amazing stuff going on here. So ended on a very good note with CPS, and it was the formation of a very beautiful relationship. And yeah, now that this part is out of the way, I hope you guys have a clearer picture what I had to contend with, and how when the Almighty shows himself, it is really like a lion's roar. There is no denying that this is this God, is this the demons, is this a coincidence? It is God, it is God. Converting non-believers into believers overnight. Yeah, and just amazing, just amazing stuff going on here. Yeah, so it was really my privilege and honor to share this with you. And yeah, after that, CPS and I have very good relationship even until now, to this date. And the new officer that was appointed to take over Lydia, because Lydia is going to be out of action for don't know how long. According to Miss Lee, her condition is very serious. She may require surgery, and she'll probably be on external outpatient hospitalization leave for a period that is undetermined by a physician or specialist. And I guess they are still consulting the Almighty on the date that I have to say the prayer over her. Probably, yeah, don't know when that will be. But I sure hope that she recovers, even though I had so much anger and animosity towards Lydia. And Lydia, another of a colleague called Agnes, that one will be covered in a separate video. I do not have any more ill feelings towards them now. I was reprimanded by Eunice because I actually rejoiced in her dilemma at first. But Yu reprimanded me, which I'll cover in another video. She said that how can you like rejoice at the plight of your enemies? Didn't the Almighty say to forgive your enemies? And I was like, oh okay. It was a wake up call for me. And I immediately repented and prayed to God for forgiveness and stopped harboring ill feelings towards Lydia and gloating towards her. And oh yeah, one other thing that Miss Lee said to me before I left MSF building that day was damn hilarious. I still remember it. She said, oh yeah, one other thing. I was like, yeah. Please be very careful when you're at the US. I was like, why? You have to be very tactful with them because they have guns. And they have freedom of speech. I was like, okay. I still don't get your meaning. She was like, because of all the emails you've been sending to us. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. Talking about the emails I was sending in child protection, it was very horrible. I insulted them beyond measure. I just want to show you a sample. Yeah. So this is just a sample of my skill with the pen, whatever you want to call it. Why can't I see? Okay. Dear CPS, it seems like all of you have left planet Earth. Okay. Have left planet Earth for vacation or something. No response at all from the stakeholders of my case and your emails. Okay, I'll just read it out to you because it's like the screen is flickering or something. Okay, keep bouncing. Am I hallucinating that CPS is involved? Were you ever here? I hope you consider hiring me to help ease your burden and do the decent thing here to check your email. Lives are at stake here. So you guys sense the sarcasm. Don't check the email and then sign out. Really understand what I'm asking CPS to do for BBD. Can you do that? Also, I applied for senior manager post at CPS last month. I think I'm highly qualified for the job, don't you think? Do consider me for the job, the role, and I will resign from SMRT once again. Yeah, so you can see the sarcasm. Where is my application form? Dr. Pamela mentioned she had recommended. Am I hallucinating? Is Dr. Pamela lying to frame you, or am I hallucinating and hearing voices as you claim in your redacted social report? So in their redacted social report, they claimed that I was delusional and I was like hearing voices and stuff like that. Nonsense. So I used that against them to take a jab at them because they promised me to enroll me for parenting courses, but that was like 2-3 months ago. Until now, I have received nothing. So I'm just asking them back, am I hallucinating? You know, did you really promise me, or did I imagine it myself? Yeah, and then please respond to discuss wife's unhealthy mental state. is CPS going to send BBD for child psychologist visit? Because wife isn't really coping very well, especially with the demons inside her body. Yeah, he promised to review, access, blah blah blah. Why no action yet? Okay, so this is the funny part. Let me know the date of meeting to discuss Sweetie's condition. Kindly stop sitting on things, munching on donuts, and do some justice to that big fat paycheck you receive every month from. Yeah, so this is just an example of some of the very, very cutting and offensive emails I've been bombarding them with for the past 1 year. And this is considered mild, by the way. It's considered sarcastically funny and mild. You haven't seen the ones where there are expletives and there are curses hurled from them from heaven. Alright. So yeah, you get the drift. So Miss Lee was very concerned that I would be killed by guns. So I said, I appreciate your concern, Miss Lee, but if the Almighty really commissioned me and my 3 companions, right, no force in the universe can stop. I can even go up to the president of the White House and insult him, scold him, fuck your mother. Nothing will happen to me. Do you believe that? And she was like, yeah, but still try to act like the chosen one of the Lord lah. That was her words to me. I said, okay, yeah, you have a point there. I'll try. But this is me, I can't change who I am. The Almighty chose a fighter, a warrior. Not someone who will water down sweet nothings into your panties or tickle your ears. You know? And she was like, oh, okay. She get what I'm trying to say. I think I traumatized her. Yeah. I think I do owe Miss Lee an apology because there was one email also I was very harsh to her. I said that I will curse you with the Almighty's power that you will never ever have children. You know, if you continue this course of action, you continue like your disgusting behavior, lying to take BBD away. So I probably do owe her an apology, and she probably wants that curse removed also, I guess. Yeah, it was fun. So we ended on a good note, and she was like saying, try to do an upgrade on your wardrobe before you go USA. No, then I told her no, I'm fine with this attire. So I'll wear boxers, slippers, and singlet. I'm fine with this attire. It's very cooling, very comfortable. And she was like, oh, okay. She do what you need to do, and hope that you come back soon. And I was like, yeah, I will be back. And there was no hard feelings. I think there was a mixture of admiration for me. There was a mixture of admiration and there was a mixture of fear. There was a mixture of wonderment and bewilderment. Like, who is this really? Is this guy? How can he do all these things and just, get away with everything? I think that was the look on Misty's face lah. Yeah. And I told them in the end, okay, I have no hard feelings towards you all. Now that we're on the same page, now that the Almighty has revealed himself to you, now that you believe, you take care of my daughter. Because she is under covenant protection. The covenant was made between me and Baby Sweetie and the Lord on 18th of March 2019 at the Knox River, 2018. And when I get my old phone back from the police, I'll let you hear the voice clip. Baby Sweetie was so cute. She said, she was okay with me making the covenant protection for her. So I said, you don't worry about me. Me and my companions will be fine. We will be protected by the Lord, the double portion of Holy Spirit. And we will be armed with the best, the most powerful Chief Prince Angels. And they were like, oh, what are Chief Prince Angels and that kind of thing. So they were like also very curious about the Anunnaki. And then I was like, okay, why don't you guys write down your questions? I'll answer you the next time I see you. And they're like, okay. And I said, but how do we spell Anunnaki? Because we can do our own research, So I spelled Anunnaki for them, that kind of thing. So it ended in a very, very amicable manner, and yeah. And covenant was arranged on 17 June, 7 days after it was being processed. So again, and then we see evidence of the Almighty signature. And just before I sign off, just quickly show you guys. The Covenant of Protection chat group was created between Child Protection and myself. Yeah. Professionals. Sorry, just give me a minute. Just lazy to, Okay, let me just scroll all the way. There's too many messages. Yeah, so I created Covenant Protection. I created this chat group. The Almighty has appointed CPS to protect my baby Sweetie, my wife. And notice I created it on 12th of June. And the number 12 signifies God's complete divine authority, and CPS did not dare to disobey his authority. So Almighty has appointed baby D Sweetie. The Almighty has appointed FSC to heal me and wife so we can reconcile as family one day in his own time. Whatever happens in the future, wherever the Lord may send me for his work, I will not be too far away from Sweetie. We can always share updates here. I will also share scriptures to feed wife and Sweetie spiritually. I'll pledge to do what I can to care for Sweetie and to heal my issues. Yeah, of course they never added my wife in. Just sign up as Light of the Lord. Alright. So we are still in the chat group to this day, and sharing updates and pointers on how to take care of baby Sweetie, stuff like that, what to watch out for. So everything ends according to the Almighty's timetable and plan, and the signatures, divine signatures, 10 of June, the number 10, the number 3, number 7, the number 12 appears. So it has to be the Almighty's hand in these matters. And I just wanted to end off by telling you guys that he will be with you. He will be with you if you trust in him. And just want to read the last scripture. This is a scripture given to me before I went to detention barracks. Again, that will be covered in a separate video series. As I mentioned, I'll be doing Star Wars episode 4, 5 and 6 first. Then later we'll go back to 1, 2 and 3 in the beginning of my life. So this was given to me in battle in Malacca when I was still a Jehovah's Witness. I'm no longer a Jehovah's Witness because that's a cult, and all religions from the cult are from the devil. So that will be covered in a separate video. So it's Isaiah chapter 41 verses 9 to 13. Just read to you. I'll took you from the ends of the earth, from his father's corners I called you. I said, you are my servant, I've chosen you. I've not rejected you, so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. All who rage against you will surely be ashamed and disgraced. Those who oppose you will be nothing and perish. Though you search for your enemies, you will not find them. Those who wage war against you will be nothing at all. For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. So I can safely tell all of you guys, the Almighty has kept his promise toward me. He has not let his servant down, even until now. Even though when things seems to be so hopeless, he has showed himself in wonderful ways, powerful, mighty right hand. He has done wonders for his servant. And I will trust him with my daughter's life and my wife's life. Trust that he will reconcile us when the time is right. I trust that he will give me the power he will let me know the time when to exorcise those wicked demons that are still in my wife's body. Yeah, it will all work out in his time. Alright, so Sovereign Lord God Jehovah, thank you for helping me to make this cover video. Your servant thanks you and praises you. The online community through Yeshua's name. Amen. Alright, so it was my privilege to share this part of my life with you. I'll be doing a more detailed series on this battle with child protection and what was being discussed at the meeting, etc. Let's not sidetrack from the issue and just a bit of background of what happens to you. So I'll be uploading these cover videos, and I'll be uploading on the part where I actually tried to look for Eunice in the asylum. 7 times I tried, 7 times I failed, and there was a reason also for it. That will be uploaded also later. And as you guys can see, I have a crap load of stuff to upload. I better get starting now. Alright, so thank you very much for watching, and I hope this really encouraged you and to put your faith in the only true God, Jehovah. For he will never abandon you, he will save you always. Shalom, wherever you may be. Have a good evening, good day, good afternoon, good night. May the true God's peace and blessings be with you and your family. We'll be back for more updates. We'll talk again, I promise you. Take good care of yourselves. Optimus Imperius, make the light of the Lord. Signing out.